down there?
Yeah. We will increase volume.
Okay. So, this is the final lesson. We had to skip number 9 because tomorrow is the last day for a full presentation. I think most devotees won't be here on the 10th, so we decided not to make that a feature presentation on that day. So tomorrow we'll do something very different, and it's also a slideshow. It's also interactive, but it's on Srila Prabhupada's books. So today is the final lesson in the series of lessons. This is called Your Srila Prabhupada. Now we're really, well, you might say, deeply going into our relationship with Prabhupada. This will help us understand deeper Srila Prabhupada and that relationship that we are meant to make with Srila Prabhupada and how to make that relationship. This is a longer presentation. There's 21 slides on this one. So, and this one is the favorite of many who are exposed to this session. Okay, so this is called Lesson 10, Your Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so somebody can read.
Universal Teacher. Unlimited, Prabhupada replied, echoing his homage to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati decades earlier. Some admit and some don't admit. Admit you are a servant of Lord Krishna and your life will be a success.
So, we're all servants of Lord Krishna, but most people, the majority of people, either don't know it or deny it. They think they're service of their families, their country, their dog, different kinds of objects of service people adopt. The year was 1935, this particular picture here. In February of that year, Prabhupada, it's mentioned here, Abhay Charan, spoke at the Vyasput celebration of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in Bombay. He was the founder of the Gaudiya mission, which had ignited a renaissance of Krishna consciousness throughout the Indian subcontinent. Prabhupada, addressing the assembly, declared, the Acharya, to whom we have assembled tonight to offer a humble homage, is not the guru of some sectarian institution, or one out of many different exponents of the truth. On the contrary, he is Jagat Guru. So what does Jagat mean? Universal. Spiritual master of the whole universe. The Guru of all of us. And the only difference is that some obey him wholeheartedly and others do not obey him directly. In 1971, Prabhupada became the founder of Acharya. And the reporter asked, Swamiji, how many followers do you have? Prabhupada said, unlimited. Prabhupada replied, echoing his homage to his spiritual master earlier, some admit it and some don't, but everybody is my disciple. Because he's Jagat Guru. He's there to bring each and every living entity to their proper position in relationship to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Prabhupada's coming out of an airplane. Srila Prabhupada is for everyone. Sometimes we think Prabhupada is just for his disciples, and maybe it's just for ISKCON, but he's actually for the whole world. And that'll be explained deeper here. Read, someone? Mm-hmm.
Global preacher.
Okay.
Between 1965 and 1977,
Nice and loud.
Srila Prabhupada circled the globe 14 times, establishing the Krishna consciousness movement on every major continent. He also initiated thousands of followers and continues to inspire countless more to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yeah. At the age when someone would be thinking of retiring, he's starting his world mission. When you think about that, you can't really understand what that means. 70 years old, and someone who has just been living in India his whole life. Now he's beginning a world mission and meeting people of importance, people in general, reporters, poets, artists, singers, people of all backgrounds and all talents. And Prabhupada's traveling tirelessly. I think Shruta Kirti has been explaining that in his expressions of his experiences with Srila Prabhupada, how he was unstoppable. And no one could keep up with him. And he received an invitation to attend the Ratha Yatra. In San Francisco on July 7th, it is possible that I may attend, depending on whether I can finish my European tour. I am due to arrive in Rome on May 23rd. After that, a week in Geneva, then Paris, and possibly Stockholm, Germany, and England. Hare Krishna. If there is time, I can fly directly to Europe and attend to the Los Angeles to the festival. Then, as you suggest, go to Australia for the Ratha Yatra by way of Hawaii. This is known as Jet Age Parvajakacharya. Astonishing, that was a letter, astonishing Jet Age Prabhupada never gave into jet lag. He ignored it, or he adapted wherever he was according to what time it was. Though most of us were young and could not really keep up with Prabhupada, Prabhupada would sometimes say, "My desire is to spread Krishna consciousness everywhere at once." He was intense. If you were with Prabhupada, if you weren't in that mood of, service and following his direction, you couldn't stay. His mood was like intense. He was always either talking about Krishna, talking about spreading Krishna consciousness, or doing something in relation to engaging his disciples in devotional service. Okay, Prabhupada is for everyone, following that theme. He is that.
Matchless giver.
We all know the story when Prabhupada got the storefront in 26 2nd Avenue in New York. It was a curio shop, a little small storefront, and it had a sign above the door which said, "Matchless Gift." So, when the devotees were kind of fixing it up for Prabhupada, they were going to take the sign down. Prabhupada said, "No. This is what we're giving. That gift, that's matchless." The perfect title for his mission, the matchless gift. The matchless giver giving the matchless gift.
That Srila Prabhupada founded over 100 Hare Krishna temples, schools, farms, restaurants, and other projects, all while writing and publishing dozens of translations and commentaries on foundational Vaishnava scriptures is simply miraculous.
Yeah, it's not describable in any kind of practical term, although we try to talk about what Prabhupada did. And he also took time to take care of himself too. He got his massage, did his morning walk, made sure what he was taking was in line with his diet, and still he was doing so much at the same time. You couldn't figure it out. I think Shruti Kirti can explain better than I can how Prabhupada's doing so much. And the thing is, he knows what's going on around him at the same time. It's amazing. How you can only say, he was just, completely in touch with Krishna, and therefore everything was being orchestrated through his connection with Krishna. Srila Prabhupada is for everyone, okay? He's also known as what? Which means?
Empowered incarnation of the Lord.
Right, okay. The fundamental religious system in the age of Kali is to chant the holy names of the Lord. And unless one is empowered by Krishna, one cannot propagate the Sankirtan movement. Commentating on one verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada further identifies one who is empowered to spread the chanting. And then this, unless one is empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, someone continue reading.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one cannot spread the holy names of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra throughout the world. Persons who do so are empowered. Therefore, they are sometimes called Avesh Avatar or empowered incarnations, for they are endowed with the power of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 2:14 purport.
Yeah. Once an Indian Swami criticized Prabhupada's global preaching by saying, if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted Krishna consciousness in the Western countries, why didn't he go there himself? Haribol. To which Prabhupada replied,
He left that for me.
he left the credit for me. In other words, Krishna loves his devotee more than he loves himself. That's a very special relationship that is very rare to have that Krishna can do everything and anything, but he leaves it up to his devotee just so the devotee can get the credit. Everyone says, wonderful, but the devotee knows it's not me. But still, Krishna makes it seem like this devotee has opened these temples and made so many devotees, is preaching, and people are... So this is Krishna. And because Prabhupada was very transparent, in other words, giving all credit to Krishna, never taking anything himself, he named the movement the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Now, some person in the old days, he wanted, when they were adopting a title for our society, Prabhupada said, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Someone said, why don't we call it God Consciousness? And what did Prabhupada say?
No.
Why?
Because anybody can claim to be God.
Yeah, anybody can claim to be God, and there is so many gods. There are demigods, there's, for the wife, sometimes the husband's God, and sometimes for the husband, the wife is goddess, so there's gods and goddesses everywhere. So Prabhupada could see that would be something that would cause our society to be obscure. Yeah. Krishna consciousness. But Prabhupada, how many people know about Krishna? doesn't matter. You'll get to know. So that was the reason why people were thinking that was limited by saying Krishna. We should say God. And everybody understands the supreme absolute principle of existence. So if we say Krishna, that could be the guy down the street. His name is Krishna. But Prabhupada said, no, Krishna consciousness. Okay, yeah.
ISKCON's founder Acharya, 1994 GBC resolution number 35, the founder Acharya statement. A. Srila Prabhupada is the founder, foundational Shiksha Guru for all ISKCON devotees. B. Srila Prabhupada's instructions are the essential teachings for every ISKCON devotee.
Srila Prabhupada is the foundational Shiksha Guru for all ISKCON devotees. So that means anyone who is a member and practicing Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada is your Shiksha Guru. And we understand from philosophy, from scriptures, that Shiksha is the one that gives instructions, guidance, like that. So sometimes people say, well, I came too late, I missed Prabhupada. No, his instructions are still there and the connection is available. You simply make it simply by following, learning his instructions and following him. Yeah. So therefore, everyone in this movement has a direct connection with Prabhupada. Not indirect, because I'm not a disciple. No, direct. Because he's the founder Acharya, and everyone who comes, he's the Shiksha Guru for all ISKCON devotees. So don't feel like, well, I miss Prabhupada. I mean, there's some devotees who are his disciples who never got his association. But still, they're following very strictly his guidance, and therefore, they're actually experiencing his presence. Yeah. So it's a matter of taking the instructions and living by, because that's the connection. And when the connection comes, then the experience of the person also comes with that connection. Prabhupada's there. For everyone, as much as you want him. Okay, instructions are the essential teachings for every ISKCON devotee. Okay, is there any questions about the first two? Yes.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, you say that Srila Prabhupada has a direct connection with each and every one of us. So, how does that manifest in, does he know what is in our minds? Does he know what our strengths and faults and weaknesses are?
He's still the founder Acharya. And what was the definitions of founder Acharya? What was one of the characteristics of the founder Acharya, which we talked about?
He knows everything directly and indirectly about his institution.
Yeah, he knows everything directly and indirectly.
That includes the devotees.
If you come before Prabhupada's deity and you just offer a prayer, you might, like one time I came in front of this was in Philadelphia. I took the darshan and I stood up, and then Prabhupada said to me, "You eat too much." Oh, okay. Whoa. So then I reduced my eating after that for a few days. And when I told you the other day when I was working, or not working, but serving in Columbus Temple, Malati just had returned to her position as a devotee in the society. She had been outside for a while. I was trying to bring her back in some way or other. And it wasn't easy, but we were engaging her in different ways, but she was still somewhat struggling. So I came before Prabhupada and I kind of just threw up my hands what to do. And he looked at it and he spoke to me, he said, be very kind to her. That was the instructions. Be very kind to her. So then I understood that's what it takes. So Prabhupada's there. You make your prayers and you wait. The answer may come in one form, may come in another form, but it'll come if your prayers are sincere. Not just to make prayers in a very perfunctory way as a function. No, it has to be a sincere prayer. The answer will come in one form or another. Either through this situation, through this person, or maybe within the heart. The answer will come. Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh, okay. Anything else? Yes.
Maybe my story with Prabhupada and Garland.
Okay, we need you on a microphone here. Okay.
If I could. Should I? This is my story with Prabhupada in Vrindavan.
Oh yeah. That's a beautiful story.
I was in Vrindavan 1 month and going in temple and lived there. And this was in March. And this time in Mayapur finished Gaur Purnim, and all sannyasis and gurus come in Vrindavan. And in the morning, normal program, the Vyasa Puja begin. And Mataji has had many garlands, and she gave these garlands, gurus, sannyasis, or I don't know, pravos. And I looking there, and I only thinking, not say anything, but thinking, joking. Only they can give garland Prabhupada, what me, Mataji, what we, nothing. And this is why my mind, and nothing. And in the moment Mataji come to me and give me garland and said, give to Prabhupada. I was so ashamed. I shaking. But I had to do this and go and and there Prabhupada is a little bit up. It was very difficult, very difficult to do, and I was shaking. I couldn't explain what feelings, and at least I put and go back when always I listen to lecture, but I didn't look up. I was so ashamed, down looking, and then sit, and waiting the lecture begin. And then I come and I look up, and I looked at the Prabhupada, and Prabhupada smiled me. And I heard, are you satisfied now? So we have a connection, and still
There's one part of the story she didn't include. She asked the lady, why are you giving me the garland? The lady says, I don't know.
she was surprised.
She didn't even know why she was giving her the garland. Do you believe in magic? This is Krishna consciousness. That's a beautiful explanation. You have one too?
If you don't mind.
Okay, can you outdo hers?
No.
Okay.
No,
All
never.
right.
She's light years ahead, Guru Maharaj. Maybe we should go on.
Go ahead.
Can I?
Yeah, not too long.
Okay. This happened in New Talban.
they had a very robust morning program, and every day the whole morning program would be held, including class. But that day, for some reason, I had just finished washing all the Guru Puja plates, everything, and I came back into the temple room, and everyone was gone. There was nobody in the temple room, which was very unusual, and it was class time. So I said, oh, okay, everyone is gone, and I started sliding out, reached the door. I was just going to offer my obeisances, and Srila Prabhupada looks at me and says, what about class? I want to hear something. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I come running back, I sit down, there's nobody except Prabhupada. And then I say, what class I can give? So I took the Krishna book and I started reading Krishna book for 45 minutes just to please Srila Prabhupada.
Wow. Nice. That's nice. Very good. Guru Prabhupada ki jai. Number 3.
C. Srila Prabhupada's books are the embodiment of his teachings and should be accepted as the standard by all future generations of ISKCON.
Yeah. He said, my books will be the law books for the next 10,000 years. And Prabhupada said many things in terms of giving lectures in public to devotees, room conversations, letters. We'll get into that tomorrow with the other presentation. But he said, if it's in my books, then it's the absolute truth, in other words. So whatever he put in the books, if there's any apparent contradiction or unclarity, you find it and you clear it up through Prabhupada's books. Because the books are the foundation for his teachings. Okay? Yeah. Next one.
The Srila Prabhupada should be worshipped daily by every ISKCON member.
Yeah, because being the founder Acharya, he's the foundation for whatever we do in Krishna consciousness. So that worship, we do that every day. It's Guru Puja in the temple. But if we're not there, then we should also make some time, establish a picture of Srila Prabhupada and offer some prayers, some form of worship. Keep the connection.
Every spiritual master is responsible to guide his disciples to follow Srila Prabhupada's instructions.
Yeah, that's those in that position. They are giving what Srila Prabhupada gave them. They may give it according to their own realization, keeping the fundamental principles of what Prabhupada has said as the essence of the teachings. But yeah, so this is a requirement for those who have that position. Okay, so there's more. This is, I think maybe that's the last one on this list. Okay. Yes. Should I go back?
That's okay, I wrote it down. You know the point where it says Srila Prabhupada should be worshipped daily by every ISKCON member? So I don't do like a Guru Puja at home, but we've got Prabhupada's picture, and when I
That's worship, yeah.
Offer to Prabhupada, so that's okay.
Yeah. And it doesn't hurt, and there's no loss to offer your own personal prayers, worship. And if you have some questions, just go in front of Prabhupada, his picture, his deity, and ask. You'll get the answer if you're sincere, that is. It'll come in one form or another. Everything you want to know sometimes devotees get confused. Why should we get confused? The whole system of knowledge is here. All we have to do is follow it. Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. I thought you were all...
I'm just absorbing.
Okay. I thought you got your instrument there. Okay. Yes.
Very much. I find that I often get answers to problems that I'm experiencing, but I don't know where those answers are coming from. I don't know if they're coming from Srila Prabhupada, I don't know if they're coming from you, I don't know if they're coming from the Lord, the Super Soul, but the answers come, and subsequently further down the line, I then, from speaking to senior devotees, I find that the answers were absolutely perfect. But I've got no idea where they're coming from.
Well, you just mentioned the sources. All three are in line. So if all three are saying the same thing, then what is the problem?
I have something to share. Can I talk?
Yeah.
It's not about Prabhupada because I yet to establish a connection with him. But there's something very recent. I wanted to come for the retreat, and somehow the circumstances at home were not congenial. It was not happening. So 15 days back, I wrote to Maharaj in the night. Around 10 o'clock, I wrote a message to him that I've exhausted with all my efforts to make some arrangements, how to go ahead. And I had written to him, Maharaj, that my house help was going to be taking care of the whole thing. Had left suddenly, she had to go. So I had written to him, Maharaj, please pray that somehow I am able to get all the devotee association. And I got a message from Maharaj early in the morning that prayers are with you. And trust me, at 10:30 or 11, I found a girl standing 500 meters away from my house. She was looking for work and I was looking for somebody. And before that, 10 to 15 days, I had exhausted my resources, calling everybody to get her help, And that day I wrote to him that I wanted to come, but I was talking with the Ekta, so I couldn't make it. So I wrote to him in the night at 10 o'clock, Maharaj, I'm not able, I don't know how I'm going to get the association, please pray for me. And it was there in front of me at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So this is nothing less than Master's mercy and Krishna's blessings. Something, I am not at that platform of putting a garland to anybody, but still, it was like that day I shared it with everybody how it happened. It's only his prayers. It couldn't have happened like that.
Well,
I'm there at least for 2 days also.
I was thinking it would be wonderful if you could come with all the devotees. So I think I had some help from Prabhupada.
Thank you. It's not possible without that.
When you sincerely make a prayer that's in line with bhakti.
Yeah, I think the problem comes that initially we all keep figuring out the ways on our own, thinking this will work out, this material source will work out. We forget, at least I forget, okay, I need to put the prayers at the right place. And then the right answers come. So something...
Okay, thank you. Yes.
It's a related question. When we make a prayer, how do we know who to make the prayer to? Praying to the spiritual master, praying to Prabhupada, or praying to Krishna?
Well, if you pray to Krishna, he might be too busy. Because he's got a lot of things he's going. So he'll just put it on his things to do list. So, in other words, it seems to be more efficacious to pray to the immediate connection, either your spiritual master or Srila Prabhupada, either one. And if you pray to your spiritual master, he'll pray to Prabhupada for you. So, yeah. If you pray to Krishna, it might also work, but you never know. Sometimes he takes a little time. Who are you? What are you asking for? I'll send you Vishnu instead. So, I mean, Krishna is very kind, but he puts his kindness in the form of his representatives. Yeah. Anything else before we move on? Okay, this one says, what does it say here?
Connect with your Srila Prabhupada.
That word is important. Your Srila Prabhupada. So here, Prabhupada, where is he? What is he doing? Morning walking in the fields. Prabhupada in Kirtan. Prabhupada taking care of the women. Prabhupada cooking, translating, Kirtan. Which one is yours? You have a choice, or you may choose them all, like that. Okay, let me see. Let me see here. Make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, so yeah, Prabhupada in different features of preaching, giving guidance. Okay. Connect by spiritual sound vibration. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, you ready?
There are two vibration conceptions. The physical conception is temporary, and the vibration conception is eternal. Just like we are enjoying or we are relishing the vibration of Krishna's teaching. So my vibration is present. As soon as we chant Hare Krishna or chant Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavad, so he is present immediately by vibration. So we should be more stress on the sound vibration, either of Krishna or of the spiritual master, then we feel happy and no separation.
So, Bani, Bapu, transcendental sound connection or personal association. Both are association, and both have their benefit, and both are very much similar. But the essence that keeps the relationship eternally is Vani, or the words of the spiritual master. So that's why we should read these books and learn what Prabhupada is telling us. Not only read, but try to understand, see how it applies in our life, and use it for our devotional progress. So to hear from Prabhupada every day is essential. Yeah, Shruti Kirti Prabhu, you want to say something? Oh, I thought you raised your hand.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But yes, to hear from him every day is essential.
It is essential.
I agree.
How many of you, I don't want to put you on the spot, but don't raise your hand. How many of you actually hear from Prabhupada every day? If you don't, you're actually missing out on a big, big part of your own spiritual progress. Really. So make that a chore. One of the things I do And when I take breakfast, I turn on Prabhupada. I take lunch, I turn on Prabhupada. If I'm doing something, sometimes I'll turn on Prabhupada. So I keep, this is, so and when I hear Prabhupada's voice, I just think, all right, I don't, there's nothing else I want to do. Yes, yes. Bring the mic back there.
When I read that letter yesterday, I said there were more questions. One of the questions the Krishna Maharaj asked is, the spiritual master present in his picture, his photo? And Prabhupada said, yes. He said, but he's even more present in his sound vibration.
Right, yeah. More present. Sight, sound. What's more effective? Sound. What's more present? Sound. What's more connected to the whole process of learning? Sound. You could see something and you could also interpret it in different ways. When you hear something, and if you hear something repeatedly, like one exercise I would suggest you do, pick a lecture of Srila Prabhupada and just listen to the same one over and over again. And you'll experience that each time you're listening to it, it seems like it's the first time. Because each time you listen, you hear more. You understand more. And when you do this continually, then you actually get realizations from what you hear. That's a nice exercise, just listening to one of Srila Prabhupada's lectures continuously, like 3 or 4 times, something like that. That's it. Works nicely. Any comments and questions on what Prabhupada said? This is important, Bani and Vapu, yes.
Very much. When it's speaking about vibration and sound vibration, does that include Srila Prabhupada's words in his books?
Yeah. I can tell you a story, which I've told a few times. It's a personal story. I was sitting in my room in Chicago Temple, and I was reading Bhagavatam. I had remembered that a question was asked to Srila Prabhupada, how can we associate with you once you are gone? Prabhupada said, I'm in my books. You can read my books, and that way you can associate with me. So I remembered that. So I was reading and reading. And while I was going on for a long time, I was reading for maybe more than an hour. At one point, something changed. I wasn't reading anymore. I was looking at the words and hearing Prabhupada's voice speak the same words that I was reading. It was clear. It was like listening to a tape recording. And I was thinking, and I just got absorbed, so I just continued. And it went on for, I don't know, I can't say how long, a few minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. All I could hear was what I was looking at the page was being spoken to me by Prabhupada. I could hear it. I was hearing Prabhupada's voice. And then it stopped, and it never happened to me again. And then Prabhupada would say, I told you, I'm in my books. You don't believe me. I'm personally there. Not just some, idea. He's there. If you read his books, you can experience his presence in terms of what he's trying to give us. Yeah. Very powerful. These books are like, I can tell you a story about books. There's so many things we could speak about. But I was giving a lecture to a group of ladies in a women's prison in Slovenia. This was in Ig. Ig? That one. Yeah, so there was a women's prison. And I was talking about Bhagavad Gita, and the ladies were there, and then all of a sudden, in the middle of my talk, one lady just got up real fast and ran out. And then she came back in a few minutes, and she had a Bhagavad Gita in her hand. But the Bhagavad Gita had a couple black marks on it. Then she said, "Can I tell you my story?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Yeah, I was in my apartment, and these two boys, they came, they were dressed in orange, and they were selling these books. So I thought, all right, I'll buy it." So I took this book and I put it on my shelf. And then she said, after some time, she didn't say how long, but after some time, my whole apartment caught on fire, and everything got destroyed in the apartment except this book. And she showed the Bhagavad Gita. It had come like 1 or 2 little black marks on it. It was in good condition. So does that say something? Another quick story is one real muscle guy. He was like noted for his strength. He was popular. He was in Australia. The devotees were doing, Harinam Sankirtan. They were distributing books. So they just happened to approach this guy. And they gave him a book. It was, what was it? Teachings of, that big fat book that we distributed.
Teachings of Lord Chaitanya?
No.
Queen Kunti?
Huh? No, I can't remember, but it's a fat book. And so they give him the book. He said, "You know what I do with these books? I tear them in half." So the devotee said, "All right, try." And he grabs the book, and this guy was like a mountain. And he's trying to tear the book, and he can't do it. He's struggling and straining. He can't tear the book. And he said, "What is this book? Is this something magic or what?" And he's like frustrated. And he's trying to tear the book, and he can't do it. So after that, he came to the temple. He wanted to find out more about our movement. Yeah. So yeah, these books are not some kind of, just bunch of words on paper. They're transcendental. Don't try to tear the books down. Yes.
I have Guru Maharaj, I have a question about sound vibration versus Vani and Vapu. We understand, of course, Vani is the way we connect with the spiritual master. But isn't it also important to physically associate with the spiritual master whenever the opportunity arises, or it can be detrimental?
Prabhupada said it's two-pronged. It could take you down or it could take you up. He said Vani is only one thing, but Vapu can go either way. Generally, if we're in the right mood, we'll gain the inspiration of that association, which will help us in our Krishna consciousness, and it'll be a memory that we keep for our life. But if we're not in the right consciousness, we'll miss it, or if we're in the really wrong consciousness, we may commit offenses. And that will be detrimental.
So, can I just ask a follow-up question about this?
Yeah, real quick.
Okay, I can ask.
Okay, yeah. Let's keep going. So who do we have here? Jayananda and Jamuna, two wonderful devotees that gave their life completely to serve Srila Prabhupada. Someone read?
Connect by finding and making your best contribution to our founder Acharya's mission.
All right, do something. Don't just read books and sit there and eat prasad. Do something. Okay. Do something to help spread the movement.
When one becomes serious to follow the mission of a spiritual master, his resolution is tantamount to seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Think about that one. When one becomes serious to follow the mission of the spiritual master, then it's the same as seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. That's from Bhagavatam. It's a powerful statement. It's not some euphemism or just to get you to become serious. Okay. Who's that guy? What does it say? Someone?
No jumping, please.
Get ready for the sound vibration here. Okay.
You cannot imagine what my spiritual master said. Or even if you read some books, you cannot understand unless you understand it from me. This is called Prabhupada. You cannot jump over to the superior guru, neglecting the next ajahn, immediate next ajahn.
That's a lecture. So, everything we need to know is coming from Srila Prabhupada. Bhakti Charu Swami wanted to emphasize that and gave a series of lectures showing that everything that is necessary for our perfection in Krishna consciousness is there in Prabhupada's books, his teachings, everything. He gave us everything. You might think everything, and you just pick something, and then you just do a little search. You'll find that Prabhupada spoke about it, something. Of course, he didn't talk about mundane material things. He talked about those things that connect us with the process of bhakti, or those things that actually are essential in our developing the knowledge of Krishna. Everything was there. Okay. Next.
Imbibe and impound Prabhupada's legacy.
Okay. Bring it in, bring it out. Absorb it, understand it, share it. Okay.
Personal realization does not mean that one should, out of vanity, attempt to show one's own learning by trying to surpass the previous acharya. He must have full confidence in the previous acharya, and at the same time he must realize the subject matter so nicely that he can present the matter for the particular circumstances in a suitable manner.
Keep going.
The original purpose of the text must be maintained. No obscure meaning should be screwed out of it. Yet it should be presented in an interesting manner for the understanding of the audience. This is called realization.
Yeah. Try to imbibe it, try to understand it, and then learn how to present it in a manner that is understandable to the particular audience. So this is knowing your audience and speaking accordingly. So that comes back to the first lesson. What did Prabhupada say in the first lesson? Prabhupada said he wanted everyone to become a spiritual master. In other words, everyone to take up the role of bringing Krishna consciousness in some form or another to the conditioned souls, like that. Okay. Any comments on this one? Yes.
Maharaj, I just wanted a doubt cleared up. You know the controversy over the editing of Srila Prabhupada's books?
Don't bring it up.
Was the meaning ever changed?
Don't bring it up. It's not a discussion. We went through that the other day. That can be done in smaller groups, but not in a public forum. Okay. Because there's no end. We can sit here all day, and there's no end. And that'll be the end of me. So, yes.
Raj, on the previous slide, it said something about, in order to understand the Srila Prabhupada's books, you have to hear from me. And it talks about not jumping over the spiritual master. So I was a bit confused. So when we're reading Srila Prabhupada's books, does he say we can understand it by, can only understand by reading his own purports, or do we have to hear from you? I was a bit confused by that.
Well, those in the line of Srila Prabhupada, they're speaking, ideally, they're speaking what Srila Prabhupada has given. They're not changing anything. But Prabhupada did say, he made some exceptions to this. But what was going on at the time, people were getting what is called wanderlust, going to other acharyas looking for all kinds of, what does it call it? Gupta information, Radha and Krishna and different leelas, going to the acharyas like that. Prabhupada said, if you hear everything from me, then you'll get a clear and proper understanding. If you read yourself, you may also make a mistake. So this is called chastity. Chastity. Chastity is one of the most important qualities of a devotee, to stay chaste to their spiritual teachers and not to run this way and that way looking for some new information or something different. A chaste disciple is one who knows exactly what to do at all times because they're connected. Yeah. But Prabhupada, to make a one point, he did say you can read Bhakti Vinod Thakur's Jaiva Dharma and his Chaitanya Shikshamrita. But he didn't really encourage us to read the writings of his spiritual master. He said, you can get that from me. Yes, Shruta Kirti has some comment. I'm going to sit down for a minute here.
Well, you say you were confused, but just a few frames ago we learned that Srila Prabhupada is also your guru. Huh? He's also Shiksha Guru. So you are hearing from Srila Prabhupada. He is your source, and he's the source for all of us. So there shouldn't be any confusion. His books, that's what we're learning from.
Yeah, that's the point. Again, if we don't take time to read and investigate deeper into what Prabhupada gave us, we'll think that he didn't give us everything, but it's there. I mean, how many lectures did Prabhupada give? I mean, the ones that are recorded are something like close to 3,000, just the ones that are recorded. Morning walk conversations, if you listen to them, the most amazing topics are discussed. Prabhupada liked to discuss things with his disciples and go back and forth and bring out more and more meanings, more and more ideas about the subject matter they were discussing. And we just... yeah, everything's there with Prabhupada. Yes?
I think this has been answered, but just for my own clarity, so it's 100%. So Srila Prabhupada said we shouldn't jump over, and you mentioned that we can listen to classes of people that are kind of within ISKCON or following Srila Prabhupada's
yeah, but it's not that we go to everybody or anyone. better to stay connected to your spiritual master, or maybe one other person that you maybe feel inspired for. But if you wind up listening to this person, that person, this person, that one, then you have no time for listening to Prabhupada.
Because, again, I think it's similar to the question I asked Srila before. I'm finding a lot of people have that disconnect with Srila Prabhupada, and they will only listen to other devotees or people that kind of have a bit of a following.
This is the problem. There's a lot of disconnect. That's why I'm bringing up this particular subject matter, to help us reconnect. Yeah. Tomorrow's seminar will be really right to the point about how we can really connect. Tomorrow's, it's going to be quite powerful. Please come for that one. It's the final one. Yeah. Okay, but everything is here in this discussion also.
Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj, I got it that Srila Prabhupada wants each and everyone to become Guru, in the sense that you have to take up the mission seriously and impart Krishna consciousness to others. But does it mean that females can only stop at the level of Shiksha Guru and never become Diksha Guru?
Here we go. Number 2. Okay. Hare Krishna. Just chant Hare Krishna and you'll get the answer.
Thank you.
That was no different than the other statement that was just recently made. Okay. Okay. Someone.
Benefits of deeply understanding Srila Prabhupada's position.
Okay.
Generation after generation will be able to receive the special mercy offered by Srila Prabhupada. The path back to Godhead he opened will become ever increasingly troubled. Srila Prabhupada's active presence will secure the unity and integrity of ISKCON, strengthening both the GVC and Guru-disciple bonds.
Okay, so in the year 2014, Ravinda Sarup Prabhu was commissioned by the GBC to write about Srila Prabhupada's position. Maybe some of you have that book. It's a small book, about 100 pages, I think, maybe a little less. And he penned these different statements, which we'll read right now. And this is considered to be a must reading for everyone in our movement, this particular presentation. Continue.
I'm taking foreshadowing of Srila Prabhupada as Shiksha Guru in his Bani manifestation. All teachers of ISKCON on various levels of advancement will be able to authentically convey Srila Prabhupada's real teachings, thus giving proper guidance, shelter and protection to all.
Okay. All teachers in ISKCON on various levels of advancement will be able to, that means keeping Srila Prabhupada's teachings foremost. Okay. ISKCON's teachings will remain consistent over space and time. Okay. Try to find out.
Prabhupada realized knowledge, endowing him with the specific potency is where Krishna consciousness will not only be preserved but also developed.
Okay. This is the 5th in the series of things we're reading from Ravinda Sarup. Has now endowed him with specific potencies to spread. Not only will that not only be preserved, but must be developed. Spiritual knowledge doesn't stop here. Although Prabhupada gave us everything, he said, take it and expand it, unfold it, present it according to time, place, and circumstance, and write books about it. It's not like, okay, everything is over. People say that, Prabhupada there's no other guru except Srila Prabhupada. But that wasn't Prabhupada's teaching. He wanted his followers to take this knowledge and present it according to their own realization without changing the essential principles. That's what the Goswamis did with the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. They wrote so many books on them. Sanatana Goswami received, Rupa Goswami received, both of them received direct knowledge from Lord Chaitanya. Of course, Raghunath Das Goswami and Jiva Goswami they also wrote, especially Jiva Goswami. Okay.
His books will remain central to us, for they contain insights and direction that await future development to be realized.
Yeah, this is it. His books will remain central because in there are insights that await further development to be realized. Unpack it. Shruti Kirti Prabhu, I remember, he tells one particular story where Prabhupada, if you just read one page, you can become fully Krishna conscious. And then he stopped and waited. No, just one paragraph. No, just one sentence. Actually, just one word. So these words are this knowledge it's packed up. You can expand on it. Now, to give you an example, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati spoke on the first verse in Srimad Bhagavatam in Dhaka for 3 months. There wasn't any purport, just the verse. He made the purport. And he was expanding that knowledge of that purport each day with more and more realizations and more knowledge. Now this is how, this knowledge is just packed up. You can expand on it. And devotees are doing it. You'll see that today. It's happening. Any questions, comments? Okay. Okay, and the next one is...
Srila Prabhupada's eyes will always remain as a lens through which all future generations see our predecessor acharyas.
Previous acharyas, yeah. Mm-hmm. So we can learn about the gurus from past by going through Srila Prabhupada's guidance and instructions. Otherwise, we misunderstand. Okay, I think that's the conclusion here. Okay, I'll read something. All those benefits naturally occur to devotees who realize their core identity as followers of Srila Prabhupada. Inspired by our Prabhupads, plural, we will continue to cooperate even when we disagree, to bring the Lord's message to everyone. I can't imagine a better way to please Srila Prabhupada, our beloved spiritual master. That's from Sureshwara, he wrote that. So what he's saying, that even if we disagree, we all take Srila Prabhupada as the main feature of our disagreement, and then we can work through Srila Prabhupada's guidance to come up with all of the solutions and all of the answers we need in any aspect of life. You will be amazed when you listen to Prabhupada. What you hear, it's like, wow. Make it, find some time and designate some time each day and listen to Prabhupada. listen really closely, and you not only do you get the knowledge that he's given, but you get the purity of his vakya. His words actually penetrate your consciousness, and they're purifying. For an example, when Prabhupada went to India, he brought some of his Western disciples with him. And so Prabhupada was giving English classes in the morning and Hindi classes in the evening to the different groups that he was meeting. So in the Hindi classes in the evening, sometimes the devotees would sit down, and then when they get up, when Prabhupada would start speaking, Prabhupada said, "Where are you going?" Sit down. You just listen. You'll. I can't remember what he said, but he said simply by hearing you will benefit, even if you don't understand the language. Yeah. Just to show you the universality of Srila Prabhupada's purity in his words. Like that. Okay. Yes, we got 2 questions there. And then we'll go into our series of questions, and then I'll conclude. Yes?
I was wondering if I could share a really wonderful story.
Huh?
I was wondering if I could share a wonderful story about Srila Prabhupada.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if you want to do the questions first.
Hmm?
Okay.
Go ahead.
So this story isn't one of my, or isn't my interaction with Srila Prabhupada, but the person wouldn't mind me telling. So in Botswana we have a deity of Srila Prabhupada, as you do in every temple. And one day my wife's cousin, who I should add, she's definitely not a follower of ISKCON, but she's favourable, and she lives in England. So she calls my wife and she said, "I need to talk to you about something. I had a dream last night." And she said, Prabhupada Ji came in my dream, and she's a optometrist, so she's she deals with people with glasses. And she said, Prabhupada said he doesn't have glasses and he's finding it hard to read. So in the dream, he came to her opticians, and he had a full appointment with her, and she wrote, like, she had his numbers and everything, and he said, "I want the glasses to look like this." So as soon as she woke up in the dream, she wrote down the number, and because she's an optometrist, like, I'm supposing the numbers were familiar to her, so she remembered it. Then the next day she told my wife, and she said, "What do you think of this?" And she said, "No, I think it's real. Prabhupada doesn't have glasses." So the cousin said, "I want to get these glasses for him, but I'm guessing maybe my number was just my imagination, like Prabhupada's prescription." So then my father-in-law found out Srila Prabhupada's number, and it was exactly the same. And again, this is someone who's definitely not associated with ISKCON, but is favourable. So then she made the glasses, and then when we went, this happened many, many years ago before I moved there.
You put it on Prabhupada, then?
Yeah, and we offer them every day, so Prabhupada can read. So yeah, it's just a really inspiring story.
Prabhupada wants to engage everybody. Nice, that's amazing. Not amazing, when you know Prabhupada, it's not amazing. Yes, Krishna Kaviraj.
I have a question on the previous slide. When you were speaking about we can reach perfection through one of Srila Prabhupada's sentences or even one word, I'm thinking, how does that actually happen? Because if I could read
it works, don't worry.
But I don't feel like I'm getting anything else.
When Shrutakirti comes in and talks his class today, when he asks us for questions, he's the one, I've heard that story from him at least 3 times. So ask him. I'm not going to guess. He was the one that Prabhupada was talking to. He was sitting next to him, and Prabhupada was telling them just 1 page, 1 paragraph, 1 sentence, 1 word. And Prabhupada was reading from Nectar of Devotion. So, yeah. Okay, let's give the questions a try. How is Prabhupada the universal teacher? That was one of the first slides.
He's for everyone.
Right, okay. Yeah, everyone is his, he said everyone is.
Everybody should be a Krishna consciousness.
Yeah. Okay. How is Prabhupada a global preacher?
Because he considered
Hmm?
because everybody are his followers.
No, he went around the world. He did it. Okay. How is he a matchless giver?
He gave over 100+ temples, and schools, restaurants, other projects.
Wonderful, yeah. He gave so many different ways that Krishna consciousness can be understood and practiced. Avish, how is he an Avish avatar? Sri Devi knows that one.
He comes directly from the spiritual world and sent directly by Krishna, and he's empowered to teach us.
Yeah, he's transparent. That was mentioned in because he is simply representing Krishna, and he's always focusing everything on Krishna, not on himself. He's transparent. Anything else about Avesh? Yes? Sri Devi?
Is an empowered incarnation of the Lord come by the Lord's personal desire? He has come by the Lord's personal desire to spread Krishna consciousness. His birth is predicted by the Lord himself, by Krishna, by Lord Chaitanya, by Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
Mm-hmm.
So all these things establish him as an Avish avatar.
How is he the foundational spiritual master for everyone in this movement?
He's everyone's Shiksha Guru.
Yeah. And also, whatever those who are following him are simply giving what he is given. Yeah. Okay. Mention 2 ways one can build a personal relationship with Prabhupada.
You can worship Srila Prabhupada. You can worship Srila Prabhupada and you can pray to him.
That's there, but doesn't connect with the question.
By reading and by hearing, we can build up a close relationship. And following obviously these instructions.
Who knows that one? Nice and loud.
By reading the books of Srila Prabhupada and following instruction, Vani.
Yeah. By his books and by his personal, he says 2 ways, right?
Physical association and vibration.
Right.
Physical association and vibration association.
Right.
Vibration
Sound
association, sound vibration will stay for now.
Sound vibration is the means by which it stays connected.
Yes.
Physical is temporary. Okay, good. Okay, next one.
Explain how developing a foundational relationship with Srila Prabhupada does not jump over our Shiksha and Diksha gurus.
They are also following Srila Prabhupada. Because our Shiksha and Diksha gurus should also be following Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah, that's what it means to be in that position. To follow, to communicate the same knowledge that Prabhupada has given. But they may give it into their own words or their own realizations. Good.
Describe our responsibility to imbibe and impart Srila Prabhupada's teachings.
Okay.
One is to be chaste to his instructions, to his teachings.
Imbibe is to take in and impart is to give. So
Yeah.
imbibe whatever has been given and impart is to preach.
Yeah, then the question is, explain our responsibility.
We all need to be spiritual masters.
Hmm?
We all need to be spiritual masters, so we imbibe and we're spreading it.
Yeah, this is for everybody. It's not just for certain persons in certain positions. Yeah. Okay. Last question.
Cite the benefits of deeply understanding Srila Prabhupada's unique position.
Generation after generation, they will be able to receive Prabhupada's special mercy.
Yeah, it's not, Prabhupada is not a person in time. He's eternal. And the knowledge he gives is also eternal. And the relevance of that knowledge is also eternal. Yeah, thank you. Okay, that's it. That was the whole seminar. I did skip one lesson because we were limited on time. That was called Fictitional Prabhupada. That was the lesson before this. But what you'll receive, you'll get it by way of your email. Dimple will send it to you. It's called Student Notes. You'll get all 10 lessons. There'll be notes about each one of these. So those of you who took notes, that's nice. Those of you who didn't, you'll get your own notes. These are what we say relevant notes. So you can go back over, read, understand, remember, and then, keep it alive within your, within your heart. Okay.